Hello friends, from today I will start my lecture series. The lecture series I will start this is EM theory. So you all know that EM theory, you know the EM theory that starts from Maxwell's equations. So what do you know about it? So let's start. The Maxwell equations is for any general medium. You know that the electrostatic field and the magnetic field. So the Gaussian law, the Gauss law, divergence law, the magnetic field Gauss law for the magnetostatics, then the Faraday's law, then the Ampere's law. Everything has to be included. So let's start. So the Maxwell equation in general is del dot D equals to rho external, where del D equals to epsilon E. And if you write D, that is the displacement vector for any medium, it will be epsilon naught E plus P, where epsilon naught E is the electric field, P is the polarization, and epsilon is epsilon E, or D can be written, and B equals to mu naught H plus M, or near for linear material equals to mu H. So the Maxwell's equation for any medium in general will be del dot D equals to rho external, where rho external is the external charge density, del dot B equals to 0, del cross E equals to minus del B del T, del cross H equals to J external plus del D by del T. Now I always tell you that what do you mean by the equations. So in my previous video I discussed about the meaning of the equations, but right now I again discuss it. Del dot D equals to rho external means, if I write it, suppose forget about there is no polarization charges, this is in just free space, you consider Maxwell equation. So in free space there will be no polarization, there will be no P term here, and the mu will be replaced by mu naught, epsilon will be replaced by epsilon naught. Okay, so in free space del dot E equals to 0 because there will be no external charge density. Del dot B equals to 0. This is true for any medium. This is for free space. Del cross E equals to minus del B by del T, and del cross H equals to, earlier I told you that del cross A equals to J plus del D del T for general. Now for in free space there is no free charge current density, so J external will be 0. So mu naught del cross H equals to mu naught epsilon naught del E del T. Okay, so this is the general Maxwell equation in free space. Now what do you mean by the four equations? The first equation implies that here the magnetic, there is no free charge density, so here no electric monopole, but in general del dot E equals to rho, so electric monopole exists. If it is 0, that means there is no electric charges. Okay, now del dot B equals to 0 means magnetic monopole doesn't exist. Del dot E equals to minus del B del T means the change in magnetic field can create or can generate a electric field, and del cross H equals to is proportional to del E del T means the change in the electric field can create the magnetic field. Now the very basic equation of the Maxwell that comes from the Maxwell's modification of the Ampere's law, because earlier Ampere's law the term was that del cross H equals to J external. There was no such terms like del D del T. Now this term is known as displacement current. Okay, so you have to know about it. Why the displacement current is so important in case of EM theory? Because if you don't include the displacement current, that means that the rate of change of electric field that will generate a magnetic field, and it was not known until Maxwell discovered it. So the change in the electric field will generate a magnetic field. So Maxwell himself stated a statement when he discovered the theory that, let me quote it in Maxwell's proposal. Maxwell told that, I propose now to examine magnetic phenomena from a mechanical point of view and to determine what tension in or motions of a medium are capable of producing the mechanical phenomena observed. Means Maxwell just tried to know that if the Faraday told that the change in magnetic field can generate an electric field, so definitely change in electric field can generate magnetic field. So that was his motive. Then he discovered the displacement current. Now from Maxwell he give this theory modification. How do you understand that? What do you mean by displacement current? Suppose you have a capacitor here, you are charging the capacitor plate, so you are connecting it to a battery. Now here the current is I, here is the current is also I, and there is no wire in between the capacitor plates. So how do you explain? If you see here, it has a current, but here there is no current enclosed, there is no I enclosed between these two regions. So there is some inconsistency. Like if del cross H equals to J external, so if you take curl of H, that is if you take divergence of curl of H, that is del dot curl of H equals to del dot J. Okay, so you know that divergence of the curl of any vector quantity is 0, so del dot J is 0. Now del dot J is 0 is for steady current, because you know from the equation continuity equation, we all know that del dot J plus del rho del T equals to 0. Now what do you mean by continuity equation? The continuity equation tells the rate of charge flow, means that how much charge is incoming, that much charge will be outgoing. There is no creation or annihilation of charges in between. The rate of flow of incoming flux or electric flux or charge flux will be exactly same the rate of flow of the outgoing flux. So there will be no net creation or generation of charges. That is the conservation of charge or conservation of current. Okay, so now del dot J plus del rho del T equals to 0. For steady state there is no variation of the charge density. Now del dot J equals to 0. For steady state it is true, but for time varying field del dot J is not equals to 0. So there is an inbuilt inconsistency with that Ampere's law in case of the dynamic case when the electric field is varying with time. So Maxwell introduced the quantity, the displacement current del D del T, and why it is called displacement. Suppose what do you understand by displacement? Displacement means you have a capacitor, here is the medium, suppose it is in between the capacitor there is dielectric medium. Okay, so dielectric medium, whenever you are applying any current or you are applying any dynamic field, that is electric field, that is changing with the time, so it will polarize the charges. I mean the bound charges inside the medium will create a current, that is bound current. It is not actually the free current, but it is the current due to the motion of the bound charges inside the medium. Okay, so that is the displacement current what Maxwell was talking about. So that is the fourth equation, the Maxwell's modification to the Ampere's law, and where the displacement current was considered so that it should be consistent with the steady current as well as with the dynamic current or time varying current. Okay, so if we apply the Maxwell equations for the free space, I have already written the equations. So you take the curl of equation 3, that is del cross E, curl of E equals to minus del B by del T. You take the curl of equation 3 and you get curl of E equals to minus del T of curl of B. Now you simplify it, you after vector simplification you will get del square E equals to mu naught epsilon naught del 2E del T2, and we know that it's a very famous wave equation, right? Just like this, del square E equals to 1 by c square del 2E del T2, where c equals to 1 by root over mu naught epsilon naught. Now you can also see the what will be the, you can also the solve for the magnetic field at del square H equals to 1 by c square del 2H by del T2 for the magnetic field. Okay, right? So from Maxwell equation you take the curl of equation 3, you take the curl of equation 4, you will get the two wave equations, one for the electric field, another for the magnetic field. Now this will lead to give you a plane wave solution. What do you mean by plane wave solution and why it is called plane wave? The plane wave solution there will give you that electric field E will be E naught into e to the power exponential iota k dot x minus omega t, and B equals to B naught e to the power iota k dot x minus omega t. Okay. Now the plane wave means the phase is constant over the plane, means plane if the wave is propagating along z direction suppose, and you are drawing planes perpendicular to the direction of the propagation, so the phase here will be constant to the phase here also, and it will be constant all the planes, the phase of the wave should be constant, that is kx minus omega t term, that is the phase term, should be constant over this plane. So that is the basic meaning of the plane wave solution. Okay. Now you can ask me why we write a plane wave solution like this, iota k dot x minus omega t. Why we write like this? Okay. So let me explain it. Suppose you have a wave and it is propagating like this way. Suppose you have a wave and it is propagating like this way at different instant of time. Okay. So suppose at time f of x plus a, this is at time f of x, this is f of x minus a, because suppose this a is the displacement is v into t, where v is the velocity of light, or here you can take c into t, and this is the displacement. So earlier it was x plus ct, now it traveled a distance of a, so it becomes x, and then it becomes x minus a. So it is traveling along the positive x direction, it is denoting along the positive x direction. So x minus a means f of x minus ct or vt will denote the wave propagation along the positive x direction. Okay, positive x direction. Now if you write f of x plus ct, it will tell you the wave propagation traveling along the negative x direction. So you have to know each and every term, what does the term denote. Okay, and any linear combination of the waves of solution will represent another wave. So if in general I can express any wave equation, plane wave solution, as f of x plus minus ct. Okay, or you can write f of x plus ct plus g of x minus ct, that is the linear combination of the two. Or you can write x plus ct plus g of y plus ct, that is also a plane wave. Individual solutions, the linear combination of the individual solutions may another solution of this Maxwell plane wave solution. So here you will get introduced to the idea of polarization. Now I don't discuss here the polarization much more, because I will tell you in another lecture. Here we will discuss something more, that we have discussed that plane wave equations and the solutions are E and B like this way. Now E naught and B naught, it shouldn't be arbitrary, it should satisfy Maxwell equations. How is it? Like del dot, you have to replace first del operator, you have to replace it iota kappa, iota k, because you take del, then you get iota k into E, and you tell del del t, you take you will get minus iota omega into E. Okay, so you have to replace del by iota kappa, means del E equals to iota kappa E, and del T of E means minus iota omega of E. Okay, so replace del with iota k and del T with minus iota omega. You will get del dot E equals to 0 means k dot E equals to 0, del dot B equals to 0 means k dot B equals to 0, k cross E equals to omega B, and k cross B equals to minus omega by c square into E. So it must satisfy these 4 equations, means here it gets that k is perpendicular to E, here k is perpendicular to B, and here you get E is perpendicular to B is perpendicular to k, means that wave propagation vector is perpendicular to the electric field vector, wave propagation vector perpendicular to the magnetic field vector, and magnetic field, electric field and propagation vector both are mutually perpendicular to each other. So how do you draw the wave equation, how do you draw the EM wave? You have to keep it in mind that the 3 direction should be perpendicular to each other. Let us suppose your electric field is varying like this, and the magnetic field should be perpendicular to this direction, and this is the propagation of the wave. Let us take as this is along z direction, this is y, x, this is y, this is xyz direction. Okay, now this denotes you the electric field, this denotes you the magnetic field, so the propagation will be the perpendicular to both E and B. So this is the general Maxwell EM wave, the drawing of the EM wave after solving Maxwell's equation. Okay, now you know that the H equals to, here if we del square E equals to take the curl of the equation 3, you will get del square E equals to mu naught epsilon naught del 2 E del T2. So mu naught epsilon naught you can write that 1 by c square del 2 E del T2. So you can del square E, you can replace it by k square equals to minus omega square by c square. Okay, so omega equals to k into c, k square equals to omega square by c square, now omega equals to kc. Now you put here h equals to b by mu naught, so b equals to e by c, so you write e by c into mu naught. So e by c into mu naught gives you a wonderful quantity which is called impedance. Okay, that is called wave impedance, that is denoted by z naught. C into mu naught is the dimension of the impedance, that is in you can find out that the C mu naught, the dimension will be, the unit will be in ohm. So ohm means the impedance or the resistance, the wave impedance, that is called, it is known as Z naught. So wave impedance for free space is 377 ohm. Now what is the impedance? What do you understand by wave impedance? You have to understand the wave impedance like whenever the wave is propagating in a medium, the resistance by the medium the wave will experience, that will tell you the wave impedance. For free space also kind of medium, so that has some impedance, and this is 377 ohm. So this is the wave impedance. Now I will tell you in the next lecture that how much electric field or how much magnetic field we have to consider whenever we are telling EM wave. I mean, we know that the electric field, magnetic field is much lower in magnitude than electric field, because magnetic field B equals to E by C. So we will consider whether the electric field is important in case of optical properties of the material or whether the magnetic field is important. Which quantity we should select whenever we study the optical properties of the material. We should choose E field, electric field of the EM wave, or we should choose magnetic field of the EM wave. If we choose electric field of the EM wave, why is it so? If we choose magnetic field for the EM wave, why is it so? When the magnetic field will be much more important and when the electric field of the EM wave will be important, we will look forward it. So for today it's enough. Thank you so much.